And welcome to Thomas Podcast. So today my last guest is Anthony. He's a director, producer, and actor from the US. Okay, so we had a little trouble going live. We're gonna try one more time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, all right, I am going to request for him to join me. Okay, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to go on his live. Let's be positive. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I hope you guys are all having a lovely Wednesday so far. Okay, so let's.
Oh, snap. Hello? Oh, I
Hello, can
see
you
you.
hear
I
me?
don't hear you.
Sorry.
I see you. I don't hear you. Oh, I hear you now. I hear
Can
you.
you
Hey,
hear me?
I hear you. Yeah,
Hey,
success.
how are
Success.
you?
Sorry, y'all. This is I don't be going on IG Live that often, so I had no idea how to get up on here.
What is it the first time?
It's not my first, but it's been a minute. Like I ain't been on here definitely over a year, so I don't know. And this stuff be changing all the time, so I don't know how it works.
I know, but the fact that you're here, and I'm so humbled. So, Anthony, can you please tell me more about you? So, you're a producer, an actor, director?
I am, but hold on. Before I tell me about me, I want to hear a little about you real quick. Real
No
quick.
problem.
Who am I
So,
talking to? What are you doing? What's going on?
I never had that before, but okay. So, basically, I'm Thelma, all right? I live in the UK, in London, but I was born in Portugal, and then I moved to Switzerland. That's why I've got a French accent. That's why I look like this because I'm Portuguese. Okay.
Okay.
And then I decided, you know what? I love the English language. I was meant to go to America, but I had relatives in the UK. So that's why I came to the UK. And now I did a little bit of journalism and filmmaking. It was really tough to get into. To be honest, as a woman of color, those were shutting every single time. It was really, really hard.
Mm,
So I have kids. I know filmmaking and kids, it's a bit tricky. You can't really balance. It's impossible to
mm.
balance because you can't be on set all day and then at night work and whatever and then come to your kids. You can't. So I decided to be a teacher to be there for my kids.
Got
And I gave up filmmaking for a decade, let's say. And recently, my students, they saw my clip online. They said, Miss Diaz, that's how they call me. They say, you should carry on what you're doing because you have this talent of talking to people. Why don't you do that? So I thought, you know what? They have something there. Maybe let me find in my contacts a way to get kids inspired to think about life
mm.
after school. That's why I'm doing this. That's why you're here with me today to inspire students and young people everywhere.
Awesome. No pressure. You can't say I'm here to inspire, man. What if I fail? I don't want to. That's too much pressure. Too much
No,
pressure.
don't feel because you have a movie coming out, isn't
We do.
it?
We do. It's called The Perfect Christmas, coming out in theaters out here in the States, um, December 8th. Before I jump into that, yeah, so thank you for sharing a little bit more about you. It's kind of cool. I briefly got to connect with you, so, it's really cool to kind of hear a little more of your story. And you've been to a lot of places. You did a lot of, that's crazy. And I've always been intrigued on like the filmmaking scene in other countries,
Yeah.
especially on the independent level, specifically, like, as an actor or a filmmaker. So anyway, that's a different topic, but I'm interested about that. So I'm Anthony Hackett. I am the CEO of Sunset Friday Entertainment, and I'm the writer and director and producer of the new film we have coming out called The Perfect Christmas, which is a family-friendly holiday comedy. And it has a great message involved in it, but also just really fun, funny. And it's the story about the perfect family, and that's literally their name, the Perfects. And they have this kind of a wild adventure type of fun Christmas Eve, and we go on that journey with them as they go through Christmas Eve. So it's really interesting, funny, of course. Um, And yeah, that's the gist of it. You can go to theperfectchristmasmovie.com and you can actually get more information, watch the trailer, check the trailer out,
Yeah.
as well as you can get tickets to see the film as well. But that's our latest film. We also have a few other films that we produced as well, which you can see on sunsetfriday.com. That's SONSET, sunsetfriday.com. And yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. So you have set up your own production company.
I did, yeah. So I started Sunset Friday Entertainment back in 2014, technically. And you know, it started with just it wasn't a production company per se. It was just we was doing some YouTube videos. So we started on YouTube, did my very first YouTube video. And you know, that got a good amount of traction to it. And then I kept doing them every week and kept building an audience from that. And then eventually, like a year or so later, we produced our very first feature film, just on a very, very low budget. Like I'm talking about, like nothing, basically nothing budget. But it was a fantastic movie. It's called Crisis Call. The movie is about a pastor who gets a phone call from a mysterious man who kidnaps his son. And then he forces the pastor to practice what he preaches in order to get his son back. So it's a thriller. It's really interesting. I changed my whole tone because it had to be more thrillery when I said it.
Listen,
but that's it.
Something
so,
I want to watch. Definitely.
It's that one's available on Tubi TV, on Amazon, Pureflix, a few other platforms. So, but yeah, so that's kind of how it started, Sunset Friday, and been going ever since.
Yeah. So how come that when you guys in the US get things out, it's not available for us? Because you see, it's Amazon. We got Amazon.co.uk, but when sometimes I try to watch some films, it's not allowing me. It's like, no, it's not available in your territory. I'm like, that's not fair.
I know.
Is there anything that you can do for us to have access?
Actually, there is. So there is, I think on Amazon there is a way to request access for certain countries. The UK shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's usually the non-English speaking countries where it gets a little bit more complicated. But yeah, we're working on some things. We're working on that opportunity, just so that, you know, we can have more of a world presence with our content.
So now I'm going to ask you this question. Was it tricky for you to get into the film industry, or was it all right? Did you have the connection? How was it for you, the path to filmmaking? How was it for you?
Tricky? Nah, not tricky. Just you gotta do it. Yeah. I think getting in is honestly not hard. It's staying in that's hard. So, you know, anyone can get in. You know what I mean? Anyone can go act, can go audition for a movie or a show or whatever. Anyone can start there on YouTube or TikTok and get media exposure that way. I mean, anyone can do any of these things. And everyone do. I mean, you do. But it's staying consistent and it's continuing to go. The thing, you know, our business is like one of the few jobs where the majority of the time you work, you just get rejected. Like, I mean, it's not for the ease of heart. You know, I can go work at, you know, a restaurant, or I can go work at a FedEx driver or a teacher even, and you're not getting rejected every day. You know, and that's the plight of an actor and or filmmaker, is a lot of rejection all the time. So you have to build up a lot of thickness in order to be able to endure a lot of that. So that staying in is the part that's I guess tricky. Yeah. Said, because you have to navigate that and all the different type of rejections you get. For me, you know, I'm a man of faith, so my faith allows me to just stay stronger than maybe I should be if I didn't have my faith in God. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, staying consistent and continue to build good relationships.
That's true.
And those will get you a long way.
That's true. So when you say building good relationship, in what term? Like films that you work before, do you keep in touch with these people, or in what way you mean that? Building good relationship?
Yeah, that's a good question. In every way. Like everyone, I want a good relationship with you. When I get off this with you, I'm like, all right, I gotta go. We got something going. We plan to see it. I got a good relationship there. Everyone you come in contact with, you want to try to gain and maintain a good relationship, because to be honest with you, you never know how you two can impact each other's lives and careers moving forward. Maybe when I get off with you, you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm feeling good. Let me go ahead and audition. And you get a role in the next big hit in the UK. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Yo, like, what's happening? You're like, I remember you. Yeah, Anthony. So you just never know in life the impact that people can have on each other. So you want to maintain those good relationships. Plus, it's just good business and moral standards to do anyway. Like we're not doing it to get anything from each other per se. You're doing it because you want to be a good person. You want to do the right things. You want to maintain good business practices. And so, it's all relationships and everything. The people you work with on the film set, the actors, the directors, the producers, et cetera, the distributors who distribute your content, everybody, just good relationships.
Good. So you live off of being a filmmaker, or do you have to do something else to sort of like make an income?
Good question. So this is all I do as far as my own career. However, I am married and my wife has her own career too. So we are a 2-income family, which is helpful. And that's a blessing for our lives. As a single person, it could actually be better or worse. Because when you're single and you're going after this, you don't have a family you're looking after. You don't have, whatever, another spouse or whatever the case is. And so you can really zone in and go hard. But at the same time, it can be harder too, because you're at a one-person income, and in order to really go full force in this business to be successful, it does require sacrifice. And some of those sacrifices is not being able to work other stuff in order so you can get this other stuff done that you're really trying to do. So there's pros and cons. But for me personally, it's been good.
That's amazing. And I see that you really believe in God. So what religion is that? I'm Catholic personally. What about you? What's your religion?
I'm a Christian. Yeah, I'm a Christian myself. And I'm all about like the whole foundation of everything that I do with Sunset Friday is to point people in some way, shape, or form to God.
Nice.
Everything that we do. So, some of the messages are preaching to the choir, meaning it's for a Christian audience. And then some of the messages are not, and they're for a more general audience, but there's still the faith to it, the faith element to it, that the message is still going to get out. And so the foundation of everything we do is God and pointing people to him.
That's amazing. So in America, that's what I like. Your churches is so bright and alive. Like, is it true that those people are singing, dancing? Is it like that? It's not like that.
That's the perception of American churches. That's fantastic. Oh man. So I mean, some are, and then some ain't. It kind of depends. I mean, there's definitely out here in the States, there's a wide variety of types of churches, a wide variety, like wide, and you have to find your lane. My whole thing is about finding your lane with your relationship with God more than your relationship with the church. Because the church will burn you. The church could hurt you or help you. I mean, the church has so much. There's a lot of people and personalities and things in the church, whereas with God, it's just you and him. So once you get right and connected with your own relationship with God, then at that point, you'll be able to, you can go to any church and navigate through that church because your relationship with God is so tight already. So yeah. But out here in the States, live and
listen, this is the things we watch, is every film, when it's some church involved, this is what they show us. People dancing, being happy, singing in the choir. I'm like, this is so cool. Sign me up. I'm like, I'll go to that church. Yes. So, I mean, my husband, I think is Methodist. I think I need to check that out because it's from Ghana, and their church works a bit like that as well. They sing a lot. They're very happy. Catholic.
Wait, did you say? I'm sorry. you said your husband is?
He's from Ghana. He's a Methodist.
Is he is he in Ghana currently, or is he with
No,
you now?
no, he lives in the UK. I mean, in London, like if one day you come to London, you see so many people from everywhere, every nationality. It's amazing. I mean, you live in Maryland. What is it like to live there? Is the same? Is it a lot of diversity as well, like us in London?
In Maryland, there's a good diversity. Yeah, I mean, it's close to DC, which is DC is also diverse. So there's a large Black population in Maryland, specifically in DC, but it is definitely diverse because it's I mean, Washington DC is it's home to all kinds of cultures
Yeah.
from all over the world, including like the embassies from the different countries and things that are housed here, and then people live throughout Maryland and then also Northern Virginia too. So yeah, it's very diverse where I'm at, which is good. I like it.
That's nice. So, have you got any inspiration to who do you look up to when it comes to coming up with your stories, ideas for films? Who do you look up to?
God.
Nice one. That's amazing.
I'll start there. God is my number one inspiration, and then just my environment around me. I'm inspired by everything and everyone around me, including my family, especially my family. Like this is a lot of the stuff that I do in film, like a lot of the films we produce, there's elements of my own family and background in those films as well that we write in. So definitely God and family and just friends, the surrounding environments are my biggest inspirations. And then of course just other art, other films, other filmmakers. I mean, everything.
Are you planning to come to Europe one day? Do you feel like one day you can come to Europe, maybe?
Yeah, I would love to go back. So I went there, but I was really young. I went to London, and Paris, but that was back in high school. So it was long ago. But yeah, I mean, it counted for me because it was amazing. I was like, wow, this is dope. But outside of that, hold on one second. Yeah. Outside of that though, I would love to go back. Absolutely. So here's a little fun fact about me though.
Yeah.
It's a problem. You got to pray for me, all right?
Yeah, okay.
Fun fact is I don't fly anymore. I developed the phobia of flying over the past, like, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so, 15 years. And I have no idea where it came from. Like, I don't even know. I had no bad experience. Nothing bad around me happened. It just developed. And because of that, I haven't flown in like for years and years, like 10 plus years. And so that's what I'm working on. That's prevented me from going out of the country and having other opportunities and things. So, but I'm working on it, and I do want to definitely get back out to the UK because it was fantastic. I remember going there, and I don't know if y'all still do this or if they still have this, I don't know, but I saw we went to like a court or something like that, and people were wearing wigs, like white, white wigs. Is that a thing still?
Yes, it is. We still have that. I mean, I'm not into law, but that's what it is. Yeah.
So in the courtrooms they wear those. Do you know why or what that's about?
I need to find out. It's a good question. I don't actually know why. I don't really understand why they do that, but yeah, they do that. Yeah,
that's so
weird.
Wow. That's so wild. And my wife, she is obsessed with British TV, British movies. She watches none. I'm like, I walk in.
Where's your wife?
She's at work right now. She's at work right now. I wish she was here because she would tell you all the different. Like, she literally watches Brit TV. I think it's called Brit TV or something. She watches shows, the movies. Huh?
She watches the soaps as well.
I don't know.
Soaps.
I don't know. She just be watching stuff, and I'll be like, "How you even know this exists?" But she be watching stuff, and so I've learned some of the lingo, and y'all be saying proper, like that's proper,
yeah,
proper. What? How do you say that in a phrase?
Like it's proper, real, like it's really, really real. I don't know what to say, but proper is really emphasize it as something is like proper. I don't know how to explain.
What does that mean?
Proper is like really something, like really, really something.
Like proper, like that food is proper fit. Good.
That is proper fit. Like this guy is actually very, very Fit. I don't like to explain, but that's what are the words? What are the words?
I don't know, man. I gotta go back to my wife because she know all the stuff. But
listen, please tell her to email me because listen, we are obsessed with US TV. You know, all these shows like The Fresh Prince and all of this, Family Matters, all of this. We are obsessed with that. And you guys, what?
Okay. There's a reverse love right there. I don't know. I gotta figure out what's happening because she on a different level. Like she literally watches these shows.
I never ever heard that before. Like an American, when you guys have got all of this wealth of TV shows, you guys are obsessed with our stuff. Okay, right. But tell her to email me, please, please, please do. Anything that she wants to know, I'll be more happy than to talk with her with that. But my lovely, my last question for you: what would you say to young people that want to follow your footsteps in being in the filmmaking industry, as an actor, director, producer, screenwriter, any of that? What would you say to them?
So there's two different groups of people that I'll talk to. The first group of people is people who are like me, that are coming from a faith background. Like, you know, God and your relationship with him is most important for those of you who do have that. And being able to have your foundation of your beliefs so that when opportunities come, you know what to do, what not to do, and that type of thing. And plus, you know, I believe that God will, I believe God shows grace and mercy to anyone, but I believe he only shows favor to the faithful. So, and if you don't know what favor is, people watching, favor is an abundance of both grace and mercy. So if you want God's favor, you got to be faithful. And that's where it starts. The second group of people, which also includes the first group of people, the next thing I would say is the biggest things that you can do is, one, get good at what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like people be thinking, like, I don't know if y'all ever watch American Idol out there in the UK, like them type of shows, or Britain's Got Talent and stuff like that. Y'all be having stuff. So some of these people get on there and they suck. Like, why did you really think you would get on here and get selected? Dang, that's not cool. And that's the thing. You don't want to be a person who just thinks that you can become an actor, become a director, filmmaker, whatever it is you want to do, without actually getting good at it. So I would definitely encourage people to really focus their time and attention and invest their own money into getting good at whatever it is that you want to do. Because the reason why I say that is important, because opportunities will come.
Yeah.
And people get frustrated because things don't happen so fast, but opportunities will come. They will come. As long as you keep going, they will come. The only problem is, will you be ready for it? And the only way that you're going to be ready is if you keep getting good. So I encourage people to keep working on themselves, get good at what they do, and don't quit. And as though opportunities come, you'll be ready. And when you're ready, you got it.
Yes, that's true. I mean, it was my students who inspired me, because there was one point, you know, there's so much rejection you can take. Because when I used to work in a production company, things didn't work out. I had to look after my kids. I did many applications for production companies. I even tried to set up my own production company. Things didn't work. And sometimes that's a sign, because at the time my kids were young, they needed my help. So I thought, let me put this aside. And then at one point I'm like, oh my God, I want to go back to this, but it's hard. I don't know, it was really difficult. And then my pupils are like, well, Miss Diaz, you are good at that. Why don't you go back into that? You should carry on. And all that motivation, I'm like, you know what have I got to lose? So I came with this. I'm like, you know what? Actually, something for them. Like when they leave, they think, like filmmaking, they think you work non-stop. You have jobs coming, flying out of the sky. They think that on red carpets every day. You think that they think that you're billionaires, and I'm like, you guys actually don't know the reality of life. So that's why I thought, let me do a podcast to put things into perspective of what you have to expect. Life is not like, oh, I've got a degree, oh, I've got a job. It doesn't work like that. So that's why I'm doing this. So thank you for your honesty, and please tell your wife to talk to me, please. All right, because I love to hear from American perspective what you think about our TV.
She loves it. I'm telling you, if you watching it, you'll have good conversations because she probably knows she knows the actors. Like, she knows the British actors out there. I'm not talking about the British actors that be coming to America. I'm talking about the British actors that are out there in the UK doing the thing. She knows it. Like, she's about that life. She about it.
What I tell her to fly with you over here. That's your inspiration. There you go. Come on.
You.
Please, I need to talk to your wife. So please drop me an email. We need to make that happen. But it's been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. So anything that you do, if there's any way you can let me know how we can watch it over here, I'll find a way. But I really want to see what you've done. Honestly, I'm your fan now as of today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And shout out to all of your students who may watch. And of course, a lot of love out there to the UK. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Americans as well, to America as well. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon for you guys.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Us is early evening. So there you go.
Got you.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely afternoon.
All right. You too. Have a good evening.
Bye. Take care. Bye.